In your headlines, November recognized as Tourism Environmental Awareness Month, government to review HIV policy, and 2021 Film Festival kicks off. Hello Turks and Caicos, welcome to Newswatch. I'm Latoya Walking, your anchor for Friday's newscast. The real news starts now. The Premier and his deputy are on their way to the United Kingdom to attend this year's Joint Ministerial Council meeting 2021 in London. The meeting will see a wide range of pertinent issues such as climate change adaptation. A look at Friday's leading story.
This year's Joint Ministerial Council in London will have a few familiar faces in attendance. Honorable Charles Washington Missick and Deputy Premier Erwin J. Saunders will lead a group of governmental officials to this year's JMC to converse with Her Majesty's government in London from the 15th to the 18th of November 2021. The ministers will meet the new Minister for Overseas Territories, the Right Honourable Amanda Milling, within the Foreign Commonwealth and Development Office. At the top of the agenda, environmental protection and ocean preservation, along with climate change adaptation. Matters from this year's COP26 Global Summit, such as achieving net zero emissions by 2050, are almost certain to be brought up due to the proximity that the conference has to this year's JMC. Turks and Caicos was present at COP26 in the personage of Honorable Josephine Connolly, who also had the company of other BOTCs. Global leaders concluded that the best way to keep 1.5 degrees within reach will be to accelerate the phase out of coal, curtail deforestation, speed up the switch to electric vehicles, and encourage investment in renewables. So presumably what we can expect coming out of these JMC meetings is how this checklist applies best to the Turks and Caicos Islands and our tourism-driven economy. Other areas that are of constant concern, such as border protection, national security, and law enforcement, will be brought up and discussed during the meetings as well. This trip to the United Kingdom will mean that the Premier will have the opportunity to highlight any in-country challenges and concerns during special meetings with organizations such as the All-Party Parliament Group, APPG. The TCI is looking to settle disputes over the Turks and Caicos exclusive economy zone. The Premier and his deputy will be hoping to diversify the TCI economy and expand TCI's fishing industry if negotiations end favorably. There are also rumblings of a biennial budget that will allow the government to have more time to execute critical projects during their time in office. Conversations involving the TCI diaspora will take place ahead of the JMC. Attendees can expect to receive updates on TCIG initiatives and performance for financial year 2021-2022 and beyond. We'll bring you more as it emerges. Alik Harvey reporting for PTV Newswatch.
This weekend, the third annual film festival continues with several screenings of local, regional, and international films. More on the weekend's events in this story.
Festival Director Colin Burrows was joined by Karen Witt at today's press briefing to officially open the weekend's events at the Shore Club. Burrows gave a brief background on the now popular annual festival.
When we started the festival 2 years ago, our aim was to bring a film festival to the island, obviously, but we had a theme of oceans and the environment, and very quickly we found a local filming community here, and so, as some of you may remember, our audience choice was a local film, The Emperor Swims, from Dominic Roll, and I began to find more and more creative influences beyond the film world. So I just met a famous North Caicos artist. There are artists, there are dramatists, there are dance, all sorts of performance, all of which fits in with our wider theme of storytelling. And one of our self-appointed mandates is to find and encourage good storytelling that helps change. That's obviously specifically about oceans and environment, but we've broadened that to a whole wide range.
This year, there is a bit more of a regional lineup of films than years past, along with international and especially local submissions.
2 or 3 local submissions, quite a lot of regional submissions as well. I'll be screening a film from Barbados, one from Bahamas a bit later today. The local film that was submitted was made in conjunction with the National Trust. It's about the East Caicos expedition. Little 20-minute films. That was one local that was submitted directly to the festival. Then, of course, with our friends at Digicel, we have a Caribbean-wide film festival, film competition, and you will be learning this afternoon about the winner, and it would be completely wrong of me to reveal that too early, but I can confirm that will be a Turks and Caicos winner. The audience prize went to a Jamaican film, and the jury prize went to a local film. So, short answer is yes, we have had submissions from local filmmakers, and also one of the nice things about the festival now being in its 3rd year is filmmakers beginning to talk to me films that aren't ready for this year, but it becomes a focus for next year. So I already know there are 2 or 3 projects that hopefully we'll be able to screen in 2022.
A major part of this year's festival is a showcasing of artwork of local youths, which were on display on Thursday and Friday, and will continue to be spotlighted throughout the weekend. Earlier this year, Janella Forbes, a student of the Raymond Gardner High School in North Caicos, won this year's poster competition for the festival. She spoke of her creative process.
So when I came to the film festival competition, I was a little bit confused on what I'm supposed to do until they told me that it was a painting that was based on oceans and stuff, and oceans and environment. Oceans and environment, and I literally went and sit down in the chair, and I was looking at the canvas, and I was like, "What am I gonna do?" I was like, "I don't want to just paint a beach or an ocean." So I was like, "I want to do something that is like very, very unusual, because that's basically like the stuff I like, the art, that I like." So I was there staring at the canvas, wondering what I'm gonna do, until like a photographer came by and he was like, what are you doing? Why are you not painting yet?" And I was like, "I don't know what to paint." And he was like, "What would you do if they didn't give you a thing?" I said, "I want to draw a person." And he said, "Then do something similar like that. Like you could draw a mermaid, do something similar." So I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna draw like the actual body of water." And then I put like leaves on their head to represent the environment, like the growth and vegetations of the Turks and Caicos Islands. And I did the background tan to represent my skin color and the beaches of Turks and Caicos.
For PTV News Watch, I am Delana Isles.
It's time for a quick break. More News Watch when we return.
This is a reminder that all PTV service accounts are due on the first day of each month. Accounts should be brought up to date by the 28th of the month to avoid disruption in service. Payments may be made on our office at Stubbs Diamond Plaza, Providenciales, Mides Plaza, North Caicos, and Airport Road in South Caicos. Payments may also be made online using Scotiabank, CIBC First Caribbean Bank, and Royal Bank of Canada. Please allow 3 business days for online payments to be processed. We thank you for your cooperation.
Highlighting and celebrating all things Turks and Caicos, the Tourist Board, in collaboration with the Ministry of Tourism, has launched a slew of activities for the month of November. Take a look. November is celebrated as Tourism Month in the entire Caribbean region, with celebrations occurring under One Sea, One Voice, One Caribbean. The Turks and Caicos Islands Tourist Board, in collaboration with the Ministry of Tourism, in an effort to reinforce an appreciation for all things Turks and Caicos amongst residents, will celebrate under the theme Rediscover Turks and Caicos, a theme which was launched in 2020 and has been carried forward into this year, highlighting and celebrating the uniqueness of the destination's heritage and the fortitude of the local people, while educating and encouraging them to rediscover each sister island during its annual observance of Tourism Awareness Month. The team events will be a combination of virtual and in-person events as follows. Live panel discussion with previous junior ministers of tourism, Tuesday, November 16th. National Community Cleanup and Drive-By Giveaway, Saturday, November 20th. Stakeholder Appreciation Day, November 23rd. Sustainable Tourism Symposium, November 24th. TCHTA Hello Tourist Program, Thursday, November 25th. And South Caicos Destination Spotlight, Friday, November 26th. Director of Tourism Pamela Ewing stated, quote, "Following one of our busiest summers on record and heading into a busy festive season, now is the perfect time to reflect and celebrate the rich heritage and culture of the destination. We invite locals and visitors to explore and appreciate the beauty of our sister islands and their role in making us a world-class destination." Honorable Josephine Connolly, Minister with Responsibility for Tourism and Environment, stated, quote, "The Turks and Caicos Islands is proud to be home to some of the most pristine natural environments in the world, and it has remained this way thanks to our government, local businesses, hotels and resorts, and the participation of locals and visitors. We are excited to observe Tourism Awareness Month to bring even more awareness to the safeguarding of our environment, and we encourage everyone to join in our robust lineup of events this year." End quote. The government is in the process of reviewing and updating the national HIV policy, looking at workplace guidelines for the entire country.
A national multi-sectoral meeting was held this week aimed at finalizing an effective HIV policy for the Turks and Caicos Islands. Representatives from across the various health departments came together at Beaches Resort on Wednesday to address the next steps forward.
This morning we are having a multi-sectoral national HIV committee meeting. This is a high-level meeting, and we have it every 6 months, but because of COVID, we haven't had it for a while, and so we've come together today to discuss certain issues and challenges that face HIV in the Turks and Caicos Islands, especially in light of COVID-19, where we've had persons, there are challenges where persons weren't able to access care, as they would normally, and so we want to address all those areas. And also, we've recently had a consultant in to assess and to also create avenues for better involvement of persons living with HIV in the agenda of in all aspects as far as community work. And so some of the things that we're going to discuss today is the HIV policy, updating that, making sure that it covers all the things that need to be covered, and especially discrimination and the workplace policy. So these are some of the highlights of the meeting today. The HIV policy and the recommendations coming out the consultancy that was just done for persons living with HIV for greater involvement. So it's a packed agenda for a short space of time, but we're hoping to get through it.
Pastor Gordon Joseph, a resident living with HIV here in the TCI, spoke of what areas he and others would like to see addressed as it relates to making life easier for persons living with the virus.
We talk about different stuff that we could do, like to try enhance, like things in the community. Like you got some people who love confidentiality, like when you go into the hospital and stuff like that, and stuff like that in Grand Turk, has not really been set up like that. People would always know your business, so we talk about putting in code systems and all that, where you come like with a number and stuff, and people don't know your business and all those different kind of things and stuff like that. And we talk about medications, giving out of medications. Sometimes people would go to the office, people wouldn't be there. Ways where you can get people to, have it distributed, so, or maybe hiring more people within the organization that when one go on lunch, somebody else be there too. Because sometimes people miss their medications and stuff like that, And I'm one of them that is living with HIV, and I've been living with it for like over 24, 25 years now, and taking my medications on time and all of that. But when I was first diagnosed with it, what happened was, that was in 1997. I was diagnosed with it, but I didn't went on the medication right away, and I almost died. So I had to go on the medication, but I thank God for saving my life up till now, But like I say, we're talking about different issues and different stuff on ways where we can move forward, like forming groups and all that kind of things. Going out in the community and reaching people that are struggling with coming in. People who might not want to come in, who don't want to talk about their situation. They might know they're infected, but they never took a test, and stuff like that. So not everybody are that kind. Like me, I'm different. But you got to respect everybody. Views and stuff like that.
As to what the HIV situation is here on the islands, Director of Health Promotions and Advocacy explains.
Last year we had 5 cases. This year we have already identified 9. We haven't finished as yet, and those numbers, the number 9 is from say August. So if we had one in September, that would not have been recorded right now, and so we're looking at approximately 9 cases at the moment for this year alone, and so we know that HIV is still around in our small population, and there are things that we need to do to mitigate the effects of HIV here in the Turks and Caicos Islands. What we want to do is to get back on track with our 90-90-90 targets, which we had to move, not just us, but the world had to move, especially, we were already behind, but COVID even made us far behind as far as meeting the 90-90 targets, which is 90% of persons knowing their HIV status, and 90% of persons actually having a viral load that's undetectable. So we want to see how we are going to get back on track, and also end AIDS, because that is something that is doable. We want to end AIDS here in the Turks and Caicos Islands, and we're going to see how we could get that done in the time span that is allotted. We are also working right now on the EMTC report, which is the elimination of mother-to-child transmission of HIV and congenital syphilis. So that is something that is going to come up today as well, because we do have mothers that are HIV positive that are having children, and so we want to show that we have eliminated the spread of the contraction, of HIV from the mother to the child. So that's another goal.
For PTV News Watch, I'm Delana Isles.
We'll be right back with more News Watch.
This is a reminder that all PTV service accounts are due on the first day of each month. Accounts should be brought up to date by the 28th of the month to avoid disruption in service. Payments may be made on our office at Stubbs Diamond Plaza, Providenciales, Mides Plaza, North Caicos, and Airport Road in South Caicos. Payments may also be made online using Scotiabank, CIBC First Caribbean Bank, and Royal Bank of Canada. Please allow 3 business days for online payments to be processed. We thank you for your cooperation.
Mixed weather patterns across the Turks and Caicos Islands. Here's your weather forecast for the weekend. Starting in the nation's capital, Grand Turk, on Saturday, partly cloudy skies, high 84, low 79, winds east-southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. On Sunday, partly cloudy skies, high 84, low 79, winds east-southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. On Monday, partly cloudy skies, high 85, low 78. Winds east-southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. So Caicos on Saturday, partly cloudy skies, high 84, low 79. Winds east-southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. On Sunday, sunshine and mixed clouds, high 84, low 80. Winds east-southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. On Monday, intervals of clouds and sunshine, high 85, low 78. Winds east at 10 to 20 miles per hour. North and Middle Caicos on Saturday, intervals of clouds and sunshine, high 85, low 78. Winds east-southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. On Sunday, intervals of clouds and sunshine, high 85, low 79. Winds east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. And on Monday, partly cloudy skies, high 85, low 78. Winds east at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Parrot and Pine Key on Saturday, partly cloudy skies, high 85, low 78. Winds east-southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. On Sunday, intervals of clouds and sunshine, high 85, low 79. Winds east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. And on Monday, intervals of clouds and sunshine, high 85, low 78. Winds east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. And on Providenciales on Saturday, partly cloudy skies, high 85, low 78. Winds east-southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. On Sunday, intervals of clouds and sunshine, high 85, low 79. Winds east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. And on Monday, intervals of clouds and sunshine, high 85, low 78. Winds east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Time now for your sunrise and sunset. Sunrise at 6:02 a.m., sunset at 5:08 p.m. And for your high tides and low tides, high tides 2:53 a.m., 3:15 p.m. For your low tides, 9:04 a.m., 9:33 p.m. Time now for your hurricane outlook. For the North Atlantic Caribbean Sea and the Gulf of Mexico, tropical cyclone formation is not expected during the next 5 days. And that's it for your weather forecast and hurricane outlook. We'll be right back with more Newswatch.
Here at People's Television, we're more than just your leading news and entertainment services. We are
spreading the gospel.
We are breaking barriers.
We are preserving the culture. Each one, teach one.
We are committed to excellence.
We're creating change.
We are creating memories.
We are the future.
I am PTV.
I am PTV. I am PTV.
I am PTV.
We are PTV.
We are continuing the legacy. We are PTV.
A new COVID-19 variant has emerged as the fastest spreading variant to date. Newswatch has the details.
Days after Minister of Health announces the lifting of curfew for December, Newswatch learns of the emergence of a new variant affecting the U.S., specifically North Carolina. The AY42 or Delta Plus, as it's been named, has reportedly made it to about 8 states across that country. And while the spread is rapid, the Centers for Disease Control says there's no need for panic. At least, not now. The Delta Plus is said to be just slightly more infectious than its predecessor, and while it's said to spread more easily, there's no evidence that suggests that it is more severe. Health experts continue to keep eye on these rapidly evolving variants out of fear that one will eventually become a variant of high consequence, causing breakthrough infections and low efficacy in the COVID-19 vaccines. As we approach the holidays, Newswatch encourages everyone to take extra caution when gathering and traveling and continue to practice all COVID-19 safety and prevention guidelines.
Turks and Caicos Islanders have been following a very disturbing report of the murder of a 4-year-old out of the Bahamas. Persons were seen on social media posting the toddler's name to bring awareness to the gruesome crime that was committed. Here's more.
She went from being a happy and vibrant toddler to her name making headlines over in the Bahamas. An unresponsive little girl who we now know as Bella Walker was picked up by ambulance on November 5th after a call for help following injuries from what was believed to have been an accidental fall. She didn't make it. Days later, her family, her neighborhood, the country, and some of us in the region are sickened at what police have revealed to be her manner of death. Upon medical examinations, doctors discovered what reports have labeled a gaping hole to her private part, warranting a suspicion of rape, prompting the arrest of her mother and her mother's boyfriend. Outrage and anger spread thick as more is revealed from the murder and rape investigation of 4-year-old Bella, where the toddler's mother, Ostania, and her boyfriend, Darion Smith, are reportedly being held by police after a medical exam revealed that the child sustained several injuries to her body, which caused her death. That report, Newswatch learns, recorded that Dionia, aka Bella, sustained broken bones and fractures over the course of about 2 months, which healed on their own. The report also revealed severe injuries to her vagina, which prompted the suspicion of rape. It seems little Bella lived a pretty peaceful life in Freeport before August, when she was sent by her paternal great-grandmother to live with her mother, who reportedly harassed her father's family to return the toddler, who had been living with them in Grand Bahama since she was 2 weeks old. Darion Smith is also said by persons throughout the neighborhood to have been physically abusive toward the child's mother, and we learn now that the 33-year-old has been charged in a magistrate's court on 1 count of murder of 4-year-old Dionia Bella Walker by means of unlawful harm and 1 count of cruelty to children. Her mother, 29-year-old Ostania Walker, has been charged with 1 count of cruelty to children and 1 count of exposing a child to grievous harm. The little girl's father, Dino Smith, lost for words, thanked the public for the outpour of love and support.
Anyone justice for her, you know what I mean?
I could imagine it's been, a whirlwind of a couple of days.
Smart. Yeah. I guess one care home. Anyone bury her,
So the body hasn't been released to you yet?
No, they didn't release her.
You can bury her here or in Freeport?
I can care about Freeport and Maria. That's where she's happy, you see.
And that's where I know she was until August or so. Can you just describe your last memory with her?
I don't talk about her.
Can I get your name?
Tino Smith.
If you were to say one thing to the public, I know that there's been a lot of outpouring of love and support.
I got nothing to say to that.
Just everybody who's been supporting you, though.
I love them and thanks for the support still, you know what I mean? I really appreciate it.
Parents and caregivers are prompted to remain vigilant to signs of abuse, and Newswatch hopes to shed more light on physical, sexual, emotional, and mental abuse, as well as neglect, and to bring awareness to the signs and methods of providing assistance to such victims, as child abuse is widespread and cases are reported regularly.
That's a wrap for today's newscast. Join us again tomorrow and every weekday at 6:30 p.m. for more news. Miss a story or newscast? Connect with us by visiting our website at www.ptvatci.com. I'm Latoya Walken signing out. Until next time.